you, Hikaru, as we are in Armageddon.
Which means white has 3 minutes, black has 2 minutes. Both players get 2 seconds increment, but Wesley Saw, if there is a draw, Wesley Saw continues into champions bracket.
And we have some intriguing moves here. Because somehow I'm a little bit delayed.
And the players make all draws in this match so far.
Yeah.
Must be pretty nice to have black, right?
Yeah.
Must be feeling pretty secure in this one.
Now, the crazy part is this exact position reminds me of a game that Wesley had with the white pieces.
Wait, is there a pawn now for grabs
That
on
is-
D3?
The Peshki.
Pawn takes D3?
Yeah,
That's-
he takes D3. Looks like a Peshki.
Wait,
He
what?
says no.
Well,
I mean, this is also nice.
Queen G6, bishop takes F4.
But that was...
knight takes D3.
It does feel like that was just a pawn. Perhaps B5 he was worried about
B5,
some complications.
Something weird. That was strange. We'll have to revisit that moment.
But this dark square bishop is still very good for Wesley. He's the one with some, I think, advantage in this position now, we can say, because he's got double rooks on the F file.
I'm not sure. The bar is saying no. The bar is saying
Really?
white is better in this one.
Well, the whole idea is it's very hard to coordinate. This knight on F3 is basically very well defended.
The only thing
Right?
that's
And
saving.
So I'm not moving the knight and allowing you rook takes F2. In the meanwhile, by the way, give me queen B7 and I'll tickle the bishop, the C7 pawn, and the A6 pawn. So that's why Wesley couldn't double the rooks on the F8 on the F file, because king H1 and queen B7. And once again, for those joining us late, all the games thus far, 6 minutes behind on the clock.
A minute 22 seconds against 2 minutes and 30, and the pressure is on. Queen to C4. I'm starting to attack your pawns.
And he does have draw odds. Queen takes C7. Big threat.
F8. So now Wesley moved away from that king side to defend the pawn on the queen side.
I think it's time to play D4
A5
or
first.
A5.
And
A5.
cement that pawn on A6. So maybe in the future, we don't want to capture it right now. There is this discovered attack. But in the future, that pawn will be up for grabs.
The problem is this black queen now no longer looks like a lonely
But
attacker.
maybe rook B1, rook B7.
Absolutely.
Just let's activate the rook. There's one open file.
Rook B1, rook B7.
Good move. D5.
Queen A4. Kind of intimating that I just want to keep an eye on the center as well as the D7 square. odds for Wesley, but it is getting closer and closer. Bishop. No, he didn't play Bishop D6.
This is good. This is good. This is still good. Queen to E3, Bishop F6. He wants to keep that bishop on that diagonal.
I was about to say, I mean, there was this pile up on the E file.
Should we go C4? Should we break on that side right now?
Yeah, we need to do something about that knight on D2, so C4 looks
D3.
nice.
That kind of just keeps an eye on any jumping.
So maybe some rook
Knight G6,
D8?
Knight F4 maybe, rook to D8.
Rook to D8.
At some point, Knight Wesley
He's
is one
keeping his position. He's just holding everything. Bishop takes D4, pawn takes
I
D4.
mean, let's remember, Wesley only needs a draw in this game.
But Wesley only
Knight
has
C6.
10 seconds right now. Queen to C3.
Queen to C3.
I'm looking at Queen C3, puts some pressure on the C file. Knight to F3 first. Wait, that's a pawn. Why would you give that?
Because he's looking at Knight G5.
He has to go for it. Queen to G6.
We can take and play Rook
Take
to
to
G7.
G6. Knight to E6.
What?
Wait,
Knight
what?
to
Rook
E6.
D7?
E7 looks like a good move.
And then
Plays it.
C6? That's it? No?
H4? No,
No,
that's it.
I
You
don't
cannot
believe
give
that.
this.
That's
no.
too slow. That feels too slow.
By the
5
way, Leinier,
seconds.
only
5
4
seconds.
seconds.
Ooh. Uh-oh, it's gonna be nerves
1 second.
again. It's gonna be nerves.
Played with 1 second once again. 2 seconds, 1 second. You're gonna flag. No.
Well, third
Rook
time with
E6.
1 second.
A4.
Who's got the
That's a
1
checkmate.
second?
Checkmate
Checkmate
in
on
one
E8.
move.
Checkmate in one move. Knight D6 prevents Rook E8.
A3. That pawn is going down the board and it's going fast. Rook to D8, rook to E2. Well, you're gonna lose that pawn now. Knight to F5, Knight F3, defending both pawns.
Brilliant.
Wow.
What a brilliancy.
Rook B8.
2 seconds, 1 second.
Go. Check. Rook to D4. Okay,
There
sorry.
is once again Leinier that has the better position. Rook to D2, just simply defend that. G3, defend the pawn on H4.
Well, don't you play Rook C4 and C5?
You can, but you're still a pawn down.
What? No.
You're
Am
still
I?
a pawn down. Yes. You're a pawn down right now.
Oh.
F3.
No! C4 is hanging!
Oh,
4 is
wait, what?
hanging!
And
He
Leinier
blundered me.
moves on in the champions.
Wow! With
What?
10
Do you
seconds.
need to resign? Is that lost?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Easily.
Need
Oh.
to resign,
Wow.
but he decided to resign.
That's...
Hikaru would still play and
Of
somehow,
course, I mean, that's an
somehow swing
exchange.
those.
That pawn can be